we have an update on the possible TNA buyout from WWE, plus a major spoiler on a Forbidden Door title match, and WWE Creative are split over the return of Brock Lesnar. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. Talked in our first news video this morning about how WWE may be strong-arming TNA as part of their war with All Elite Wrestling, which might potentially see TNA move to a WWE affiliates station to have an affiliate show on an affiliate station on potentially a Wednesday night against Dynamite EE. A few more details about this special relationship between WWE and TNA have come to light in The Observer.
Yes, according to a report in The Observer today, there is an option in the working agreement between WWE and TNA for them to buy the company. WWE to buy TNA. They have that option in the clause there. But not only that, they reportedly also have the right of first refusal for any offers sent to TNA to buy the company. So if another company wants to step in, take over TNA, WWE can just go, no, you're not doing it. You're not having it. They also, that means they can really pick and choose whoever comes in and takes over TNA if TNA or if Anthem were to sell the company. And it's very reminiscent, if you cast your mind back to 2016, where WWE had those agreements with the likes of Progress, with ICW. It allowed them to have an option in those contracts to eventually buy them. They obviously didn't exercise that right. They may not here, but it is there in the agreement.
Yeah, and this says a lot about where WWE are at with TNA. We've seen over the past 12 months this relationship strengthen, but certainly be more in the advantage of WWE than TNA.
Love it.
Just saying, it's just because...
Although, having said that, TNA's, a lot of their pay-per-views are selling out right now, a lot of them off the back of having the likes of AJ Styles on there, so it has boosted their profile.
That is a good shout.
And it looks like that's part of WWE's strategy. I'm sure you talked about it earlier, and the fact that they're wanting to position them as the number 2 brand in wrestling after WWE itself, to be like, hey, we're mates with the number 2, so they can never become the number 1.
That is a big part of it as well. They kind of want to push this according to reports and stuff, it's a case of pushing one down to bring another one up. That's kind of what we're getting the vibe of today. Former TNA star has aligned with All Elite Wrestling. Spoilers ahoy, by the way, for Collision, which was taped last night. So if you don't want to know what happens on that episode of Collision, this is a little chance for you to scrub on ahead. I'm sure there'll be some kind of graphic that suggests that this is spoiler territory. Welcome to it. Ace Austin is All Elite.
I'm buzzing for him. One of the most underrated talents that was in TNA for the past, I think, 7 years he was with TNA. Great to see him pop up in AEW. In the tapings, he had his match against Ricochet. Now, that is a match I think many people would like to have seen, but not maybe thought of as a dream match. Like, it makes sense. That's a cool matchup, and we will get to see it on Collision when it airs. It's happened, but we don't know what's happened, really. I don't know what happened to the match.
Well, we do know what happened in and around that match, as Tony Khan officially offered a contract to Ace Austin, asking if he wanted to be All Elite, and he said, of course he did. Of course he did.
You're not going to turn that contract down.
No, it was a nice homecoming night for Ace Austin, who's done pretty much everything there was to do other than win the world title in TNA. So he's off to try some pastures new, and that is AEW. A proper feel-good Collision, not just with Ace Austin, but a match made for Forbidden Door for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Zack Sabre Jr. defending it. Who against Fraser Porter?
It's a big one. It's Nigel McGuinness.
Oh, come on!
Oh my God. This was teased at last year's Forbidden Door. We had them in the Casino Gauntlet match. We had them facing off against each other, and the place went bonkers. It went electric. It was crazy in that venue in Wembley, and it looks like we're going to get that, or we are getting that in the O2 in London next Sunday. It's going to be huge. And these two, I still think it's crazy we get to see Nigel McGuinness wrestle at this point, after such a long retirement. And what a dream match for many people.
Really is a dream match. And I'm absolutely buzzing for Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr. That's going to be a show stealer for me.
It's going to be very good.
It's going to be so good.
A lot of techie stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing it's missing is Bryan Danielson. So maybe just make it a triple threat and that's him.
Oh, do not threaten me with a good time.
But only wearing a Blue Panther match.
That's it. Your spoilers end here. No more spoilers. Forbidden Door is next weekend. It is going to be a really fun weekend. The night before, as we have revealed exclusively with my best friend Jeff Jarrett on the news this morning, My World Live coming to the Boundary. If you want to come along and see us, we're going to be at the Boundary in Farringdon, and it's 7:30 kickoff. It's My World with special guest Grado.
It's yourself.
It's yourself.
The top end of Stevenson.
And a bunch of special guests, all hosted by the man stepping in for Conrad Thompson, Cultaholic Wrestling's Tom Campbell. So that'll be a nice time for all involved.
That's you.
That's me.
That's you.
What am I doing here?
What are you doing there? That's going to be a fun night.
If you're kicking your heels the night before Forbidden Door, you've not made your plans yet, come see us in Farringdon. Get tickets now at myworldliveuk.com. See you in a bit. Now, on the horizon, there's a huge match between Brock Lesnar and John Cena, set to go down at a pay-per-view as yet unannounced in September. You might have seen doing the rounds, a bit of a fakery going on, because it caught my eye, because I thought, that's a lovely little callback. There was a graphic that was posted on the socials that suggested that the show was going to be called Over the Edge 2025 at the Gamebridge Fieldhouse on Saturday the 20th of September. Lovely little fake. It's definitely a fake. And not to say the show isn't happening on that day.
Yeah, it looks like the show is happening on that day because it will go head to head with AEW All Out, but it's not going to be over the limit, despite the fact that there was that little bit of fakery online. Going back to the previous Over the Limits, John Cena has main evented them all, though.
Which is why it wasn't out of the realms of possibility that it would be a legit
they make
one.
a callback to it. Yeah, it could have been, but it looks like the September pay-per-view last year was Bad Blood. I want to say it was in September still, despite it feeling very much like an October show in name.
Bad Blood
I feel like it
right.
will. Yeah, it might be back to that name, but it will be September 20th. That looks to be the date it goes up against All Out.
And the main event of that is supposed to be John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. And WWE Creative are split over the creative direction for Brock Lesnar during this match, aren't they?
Yeah, Bodyslam.net reporting that many within WWE want John Cena to go over Brock Lesnar, while some key figures think Lesnar should be winning his first match back in the company after a 2-year hiatus. This is an odd one because it's a controversial return. I don't think Lesnar needs to win at all. I don't think he needs a win over Cena. It's Cena's last few matches were in that very last, I think, 12 appearances he has left. We don't need to see him losing at this point, really.
No.
Give the win. That's really all there is to it. Brock doesn't need to win. Have him win, have him in the match, and then disappear again.
It's one of those where I think historically, Brock Lesnar has picked up more of the W's over John Cena. It's a feud that began back in 2003. We're about to begin talking about it on the Cultaholic Classic SmackDown review, strangely, and it's one that reared once more about a decade later at SummerSlam, or a decade and some change later. Every single time it seemed to happen, actually, and before that as well, after Cena lost to The Rock, Brock Lesnar did something eerily similar to what he did at SummerSlam, where he just walked out, F5'd him. But John Cena, I think, won that one.
At Extreme Rules 2012, he did win that one. I think Cena needs to win this one, despite Brock's return. You don't need to have him a big win following his return. It's Brock Lesnar. No. People love him, people hate him, and I think that's really all there is to it. Give Cena the win going into his final match, whoever that's going to be against, to give them even more of a rub as on his way out. It just makes sense. Understand why Creative split, but they shouldn't be. Give Cena the win.
There you go. I'm with you on that one. Hey, it's a Friday. If only there was somewhere on the internet where I could watch some really gnarly wrestling movies with, Fraser Porter and the Cultaholic.com tribal editor-in-chief Aidan Gibbons.
If only. I think there's a place called twitch.tv/Cultaholic. We may be live right now as you watch this. 5 o'clock UK time, we'll be watching Ready to Rumble.
Oh, fantastic.
Last week, we watched No Holds Barred starring Hulk Hogan. We gave that 1 star on a 5-star scale on Letterboxd. How many stars will Ready to Rumble get? A lot of people advise me that it's worse, and I don't know if that's quite possible, but we will see at 5 o'clock. Join us at twitch.tv/Cultaholic to watch along with us.
Amazing. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe and love you. Bye.